It's no secret that practically every girl you meet after high school has an ex, and your girlfriend is no exception. So if your girlfriend told you that she has feelings for her ex, or you have a reason to believe that she still does, I've got 3 questions that you need to ask yourself that'll help you determine if your relationship is worth any more of your time. What's up? Welcome to my channel. I'm Moses Emmett, and if you're new around here, I believe that everyone should have the opportunity to develop the skills they need to maintain a healthy, long-term relationship. If you thought getting the one you wanted was hard, you're not wrong, but keeping the one you want is much harder. So if you found a good one and you want to keep them around for a while, consider hitting the subscribe button. What I find odd about this whole thing is how we can still be shocked, confused, and caught off guard when we find out our girlfriend still has feelings for her ex. And I'm sure you had a gut feeling that this could happen to you, or you've been suspicious since the beginning of the relationship, especially if the ex wasn't completely out of the picture, right? Maybe the way she talks about him around you has become so disrespectful that you can't handle it anymore. And I know it's not cool. It's really not cool. And it's just gotten to the point where it's hard to ignore. Whatever the case may be for you, I'm sure that it's eating you up inside. And at this point, you may have already shut down and distanced yourself from the relationship. You might be ignoring her texts already, but you can't leave her hanging forever, because she's going to eventually get insecure and she's going to realize you're acting different. She's going to put 2 and 2 together and be like, okay, he's clearly jealous about my ex. Whatever's going on with my ex. That's not cool, because she's going to turn everything around on you. And you don't want to be there. That's not the position you want to be in. Listen, if you're here, then you're over the initial shock. That's the good news. And you're probably wondering, what do I do now? Well, let me tell you something. It's your girlfriend. She has an ex. Yeah, so what? She might be thinking about him. She might be talking about him. But unless she told you otherwise, you're still the main guy. You're still her boyfriend. And there could be a number of reasons why she still has feelings for her ex. And it might not have anything to do with you. So let's consider a couple things first, all right? Let's take a quick inventory of the relationship, ask these 3 questions. When you ask yourself these questions, you need to be completely honest with how you answer them, all right? Because they're gonna determine how strong your relationship is and if you're wasting your time. And that's an important question you need to start asking yourself, especially when we're talking about maintaining long-term relationships. If you notice a bunch of red flags in the beginning, then it's not going to be something magical that just fixes it over time, okay? Nobody's putting a beach house directly on the sand. It's nonsense. You want an awesome view, access to the beach, that fine and sexy beach house. It's going up on strong foundation. So it's there waiting for you next time you go on vacation and not floating away in the middle of the ocean. All right, in other words, your girlfriend has 2 feet out the door and her eye on her ex. That's not a relationship worth maintaining. Hopefully that's not what you're dealing with. So let's answer these 3 questions real quick. All right, ready? Here they come. Has your girlfriend told you she loves you in the last week? If your relationship is to the point where you're both telling each other that you love each other and all that good stuff, and then it suddenly stops on her end, then she's most likely beginning to restrict her feelings towards you. She may actually feel something towards her ex, and she's realizing that what she feels for her ex is more than what she feels for you. So she's withdrawing her love from you by not verbalizing it to you anymore. All right, that's a problem. Now, if you haven't even made it to that point of exchanging I love yous and all those good things, then your relationship's just still in the building phase. And I don't think either of you really are that invested in the relationship. So you're pretty much just enjoying each other's company, and there's really not anything to worry about. But having that person's ex, having your girlfriend's ex in the picture is a very high possibility. It's just something you have to consider and think about, okay? Next question. Have you met her parents or close friends? Guys, meeting parents and close friends is an indication of how much she likes you and trusts you. When you meet people that are so closely tied to your girlfriend, it's like seeing behind the curtain. There's a level of vulnerability there, and she has to actively allow you to see it. Last question. Have you been in a relationship longer than 6 months? I was reading this article the other day. Psychology Today says it takes something like 11 weeks for the average person to get over a breakup. So 6 months is kind of the low bar here. And I'm sure this one is obvious to you, but if your girlfriend is still in that 3 to 4 month post breakup period, or you haven't been in a relationship longer than she was in a relationship with her ex, then there's a really good chance that she's having those feelings for her ex. And there's a really good chance they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So how'd you answer the questions? Did you answer yes to all of these? If you got at least 2 out of 3, smack the like button, because in this context, there's a good chance that she shared that with you because she's just wrestling with the idea of giving up the old relationship with her ex, giving up those ideas about how she felt with him, and she's starting to fully embrace your relationship. That really is good news, right? And if you think that could be the case, then just relax. Keep having fun doing what you do and just let her accept the relationship. You don't have to force anything. As your relationship continues to grow, she'll stop talking about her ex. And let me throw this in there. Even if you answered yes to some of these or all of them or whatever, but you still feel like at this point your girlfriend is still crossing boundaries, then you need to make sure she knows what the boundary is and what the consequence is if she crosses it. Now, I don't care if you say you don't want her talking to her ex anymore, like point blank. That's a boundary. And if that's where you want to stand, that's where you stand. You know, because you have to be able to protect a relationship. And I don't care if there's people out there that'll say like, oh, they're crying maid guarding. You can't do that. And those are the same people. Those are the exes that wish they could be with your girl. They're the ones saying, oh, you can't mate guard. No, you can make, or you can create boundaries. All right. You can create healthy boundaries around your relationship, and you can expect people to actually adhere to those boundaries. You can expect, especially the person that you're in a relationship with, and maybe even a long-term relationship with, to respect those boundaries. Now, if you answered no to a few of these or to all of them, I'm not saying your relationship is over or doomed, but I will say with strong confidence that her ex is definitely still in the picture to some degree. She's talking to her ex, she's thinking about her ex, and it's pretty serious. You know, at this point, you could be just a rebound. She thinks you're just an okay guy. You're fun, you're cool, you pass the time with her, you know, but her ex is really who she wants. She could be healing from an abusive relationship with the ex. He could have been abusive, and she's carrying around a ton of a baggage that she has, and trauma is causing her to talk about her ex and just bring up a lot. So really, the ex is just going to be on her mind all the time as she deals with that trauma. Or 3, she's just comparing you to the ex all the time, really not in a good way. And she'll never really see you or see the good guy that you are and appreciate the relationship because you're just always going to be in the shadow of the idea of her ex. So these are things that you just have to consider. I mean, you have to really think about it from her perspective. It's an extreme challenge to be able to overcome these strong feelings that she may have had with her ex as she's developing new feelings with you. So just take these things into consideration as you think about your relationship going forward, okay? But ultimately, I want you to have some self-respect for yourself, you know? Don't just be a distraction while your girlfriend sits there and waits for a chance to get back with the ex. Now, if you're just having fun or whatever, that's one thing. But I'm assuming you want to build something meaningful. And if that's what you want, then you need to protect yourself. You know, stay clear of those toxic short-term relationships where you could just be getting used and abused. You know, those can really set you up for failure later on because you'll be bitter, angry, and just carrying all that baggage with you into your future relationships. You don't want that. Well, I'm really hoping that this video was helpful for you and gave you some perspective on why your girlfriend could be having feelings for her ex. And I'm hoping you can walk away confident in whatever decision you make. Either way, as long as you walk away confident, feeling good, with your dignity intact, that's all I want for you. Okay? Put in the work, enforce your boundaries, and don't forget to have fun. That's all I got for you today. See you in the next video.